Hello friends, in this video I want to review the most important things that happen with the aquarium refrigerator in its first year in operation. With this I want to decide which is the best strategy from now on. When we put the turtles in the aquarium for the first time, all they had was a big space of water to move around in. It looked great, like a clean pool, but soon after we had to do some changes. The water got murky due to feeding the turtles in the water, and the filtering media couldn't cope with the waste. To solve this, we started feeding the turtles, removing them to a bucket, and with frequent cleaning and placing plants in the aquarium. After 2 months, we had a cycled aquarium with no toxic elements in the water: ammonium, ammonia, and nitrates. However, the turtles foraged the plants, producing many residues that ended up ruining the efficiency of the filter material. Additionally, the increase in nitrates due to the cycling forced us to carry out frequent water changes, so we had to change our strategy. So we created a refugium full of floating and submerged water plants. We added a hydroponic system so we could have more plants, and we added 2 snail species together with a group of mosquito fish. All this should help us to process the residues and feed the turtles inside the aquarium. To reduce the feed residues, we had to stop feeding them when they showed less interest. We planted the Refugium and hydroponic system at the beginning of winter, the perfect transplant time, and they grew with no issues till spring, flowering frequently. At the beginning of spring, luminosity and temperatures started rising. With this we had a boom of growth along the whole hydroponic system, with many flowers, and the Dandelion grew to the size of a monstrosity, something very rare in earth-planted dandelions. Regretfully, the plants were attacked by aphids and other pests, which decimated most of the plants, and especially the Dandelion, which had to be removed. Thanks to the aphids, other pests, some evident nutritional deficiencies, and the high temperatures, by the beginning of summer, most of the hydroponic plants were in a very bad condition. So we took cuttings to place in a more stable nursery so we may replant them in autumn. The plant that best endured these bad conditions was the Cepharanthus candida, which by chance is a bulbous plant, not a water plant. The Refugium, which is more in the shade, has done its work as expected, and the plants have survived the pest attack much better, although it seems that the dominance of the duckweed stops other plants from striving. Along these last months, we have noticed we have some very small fish that can't be the ones we bought, so we have a growing population of mosquito fish, which have adapted successfully, eating the algae, feed wastes, and plant residues. The snails have also adapted well, colonizing all the aquarium, hydroponic gullies, discharge pipes, filters, refugium, nibbling the algae that also have invaded all the surfaces of the aquarium. These blue-green algae, or cyanobacteria, have invaded furiously since the beginning of spring. They can be useful for producing oxygen and removing nutrients, but they darken the bottom and it doesn't look very pretty. Additionally, they tend to form gummy carpets around plants and roots, choking them. So we have had to do quite a bit of cleaning up to keep them contained. This has involved scraping the aquarium surfaces and removing the sticky slime floating between the plants and filters. The water temperature that must be kept between 20 and 30 degrees Celsius, 70 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the whole year evaporates about 5% of the water each day. So every day we must add that amount of clean water to ensure the water pump never runs dry. Despite all the care, this new washing machine pump only lasted 9 months before we had to buy a new one, a cost we must consider. Additionally, the increased amount of sunlight in spring and summer, which has pumped up biological activity in the aquarium, brought an increase in nitrates, a fall in pH, and a significant fall in alkalinity, forcing us to change about 50% of the water and add sodium bicarbonate on a few occasions. In all, the turtles look healthy, the snails are laughing out loud, and the mosquito fish are breeding like rabbits. And the environment is attracting a series of visitors colonizing empty niches in this little universe. The ladybirds preying on the aphids, moth larvae in search of a hold for their cocoon, bees and bumblebees looking for water and flowers, spiders hunting flies, wasps building their nests, and lizards looking for food. And maybe some others we haven't seen. In any case, the turtles are happy, and here they are much better off than in the house inside a glass aquarium. They only need to speak. Hey, you frightened me!
What's up, kids? What's going on here?
Well, friends, that's all. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and goodbye.